going to talk today? Hello, welcome to Chicken Happy Hour. Carl and I are so glad to see you. We hope that you have had a great weekend. It's Sunday, and we have 11 days left of National Bourbon Heritage Month. So, we have a lot to show you today. We are going to make, of course, another classic bourbon drink. And so we'll get to that in just a minute. First, we're going to do a little trial sipping of the tea infused bourbon that we did about a week ago. I was trying to think of the exact day, and I didn't really think that hard about it, but I think it's been about a week, which is how long you're supposed to let them sit. So, and then I want to show you these baby pigeons because one of them is 4 weeks old today, and the others will be this coming week. So, and for a pigeon's life, 4 weeks is pretty much grown. So they have fledged the nest where we had them. They are eating solid food. What else can they do, Carl? They are flying. The oldest one is really flying. And so I'm sure it won't work, but we're going to take the oldest one in this back part out here, and I'll see if I can get him to fly to me. He did it. He did it yesterday, but of course I didn't catch that on video, so nobody would believe me. So we'll try it again today. And then went to the chicken swap yesterday, and I've said we have enough birds. We have enough birds, but we have more. We have more now. So I want to show them to you. In fact, I don't know if you can see them. It's not the white one that's up on the door, but there's others. Like, can you see that to the left of the white one? I don't know. Anyway, they'll probably be flying around. So there is all of that. Had a COVID test on Friday, so that's how I started my weekend. Had the test not because I'm sick in any way, I feel great, but I'm having just a common procedure done this coming week, and so you have to get a COVID test before they will even let you in the hospital. So anyway, and you know how people talk about, oh, it's terrible, it's horrible, it's this and that, worst thing ever. I am here to tell you they are absolutely correct in their, complaint about it. It is pretty terrible. It's not good at all. You would think they would come up with I'd rather they take my blood than what it is. It's awful. I won't say any more about it because you may have to get one. You may have already had, 2 or 3, I don't know, but horrible. So there's that. I dreaded that worse than the procedure that I'm having to get done. So that's how bad it was. All right, let's move on, Carl. So we're just going to take a tiny sippy sip of these just to see what we think. This is the one, I think I used Old Tavern or Kentucky Tavern bourbon. Whew, that's a memory. With the Earl Grey tea. And if you missed that show, you just take a cup and a half of bourbon, whiskey. I used bourbon just because it's bourbon month. And then you use 2 tea bags. So in this case, it's Earl Grey. So let's take a little sip. I'm a tiny bit afraid. Not bad. Not bad at all. I don't know that I can, I mean, I'm not getting a big Earl Grey thing, but I mean, it's good. Yeah. And it's room temperature. I would prefer it with ice. Yeah. Okay. Pretty good. All right. Let's do. This one is Winchester bourbon, and it's chai tea, one regular chai, and one vanilla chai. This is the one that I mentioned in the last video. I put a cinnamon stick, thinking I was being clever, and 3 orange cloves, whole cloves. And I opened it like the very next day, and it was so cinnamon. I mean, all I was getting was cinnamon. So I took that out. The cloves are still in here. But yeah, it still smells pretty. It smells good, but it's still very cinnamon. No, I don't really care for that. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. uh, it seemed like a really good idea. There's a lot of people that do this, so maybe we just need to keep investigating and see. I don't know if it's the kind of tea. I don't know if I steeped it too long or short, or I just don't know. But I don't really care for it. If you're big into bourbon, then you know, that might be right up your alley. As you know, I like to put a lot of things in my bourbon. I'm not just a straight bourbon drinker. So that could be it as well. Hello, Carl G. Are you joining the bourbon party? All right, so let me, shh. I've always got this one loudmouth that ruins my train of thought. So, what we are making today, remember last time we made a Belmont Jewel because we talked about being in the midst of horse racing. So, and we can't talk about horse race drinks and bourbon without doing a mint julep, right, or some semblance thereof. So that's what we're going to do. A mint julep, as you well know, is just bourbon, simple syrup, and mint leaves. So we are going to switch it up just a little bit. I feel that these chickens are all after my flowers. Go on, Juju. Go on. No. So we're going to mix it up just a little bit. No, instead of mint, we are going to use basil. So if you've got lots of leftover, summer basil, this would be a great way to use it. And then also, we're going to be just super fancy up here in the barn, and we're going to top it, our bourbon and our basil, with champagne. So we're going to add a little perlage, as the Italians like to call it, a little effervescence, right? Okay, move on. Go on. I got to make this drink. People. All right, so what you want to do, and so here's what you need for this. Obviously, you need bourbon. Go on. You need basil. Everybody's going to want this too. You need basil, you need ice, you need your glass, and did I say ice? You need a muddler that a chicken hasn't stepped on. And traditionally, you would want a sterling silver or pewter glass, a round or cup. I don't have one of those, so this is my fanciest, it's the fanciest glass I could find in the house. So that's what we're going to use. And the mint julep is associated with the American South, right? It's been associated with the Kentucky Derby since 1938. So it has been around for a long, long time. And as I mentioned the other day, it has been the Derby signature drink, since 1938. They haven't changed it to anything else like they do in a lot of other races. So that's kind of cool. It's been around forever. And since 2015, Old Forester has been the bourbon used in a mint julep at the Kentucky Derby. The word julep means sweet drink, and actually it means sweet drink for medicinal purposes. It's like a vehicle for medicine. So I thought that was kind of funny. And actually there are a lot of cocktails like that. Like we talked about, the gimlet was used to give vitamin C to the sea people. So anyway, kind of cool. Trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, on the two main race days in Kentucky, which they run the Kentucky Oaks one day and the Kentucky Derby the next day, they serve over 120,000 mint juleps. So 120,000, it can't be wrong, right? All right, let's do this. Carl, you're going to put your basil or your mint if you're just wanting to do a traditional. And if you're wanting to do a traditional one, you would put either your simple syrup, or I prefer a sugar cube just because I love sugar cubes. They're just so clever. So I would put that in just a little bit of water, a few drops of water, so you can muddle it. We're not doing that. In fact, I'm not adding any sugar to this at all because we're going to top it with champagne. So we don't really need to add extra sugar to it. And I don't really know that this is going to do anything except make my my basil turn black, Carl. All right, so we want 1.5 ounces of bourbon. We'll use this. I think this would be a great end of the summer drink. I know usually the Kentucky Derby runs in May. This year it was just a few weeks ago, the beginning of September. But there's just something about bourbon, it just kind of literally warms you up. And so I think this with the basil, which I don't know, I just associate with summer and having a garden and that kind of thing. I just think this would be really good. Oh, and I wanted to talk for just a second. So I used my just plain jigger. A lot of times I use this, and I call it, because it is Frida Kahlo, and I don't know if the people at home can even see this, but I had a friend a week or so ago ask me about so I hear you say a Frida of this or a Frida of that, like what measurement, what are you talking about? And so I don't know that I've ever even explained this, but the picture is of Frida Kahlo, who is or was a Mexican artist. She was an activist, a feminist, just, a very strong person. And did you see a pigeon there? I can hear them all around me. She died in 1954. So she lived and was an activist like in the 20s, 30s, 40s, up until her death, really. She died when she was only 48. So anyway, and this is I don't know, this is 4 ounces, so it's kind of two shots. So when I say a Frida of whatever, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Frida Kahlo. So I just thought it might be important to actually say that. All right, so I've got my, it's a good thing we're, no! It's a good thing we're topping this with champagne. Otherwise, this would be one of my angry days where I've got this big glass and nothing in it. Carl, I'll give you a little piece. Do you want it? No, she only wants mine. Okay, well, let's top this baby. Oh, I forgot I didn't open this. So the two new pigeons that I got yesterday are called, they're called bronze archangels. So with a name like that, they've got to be fantastic, right? All right, Carl, you gonna help me open this? And they are birds that have been around. Once again, okay, I just opened one of these last night. Okay, here we go. Woo! Carl. All right, get out of my drink. Bronze archangels, and they're show pigeons, and they've been around, like the Serbian monks had them back in the 13th century, I read. So anyway, they're gorgeous, and they're called that because their heads and their bodies are bronze. Their wings are black, and they just have this iridescence that runs all up and down their body. All right, I am ready for this drink. These chickens are, go on, no, go on, Carl. All right, hold on. Carl, you go there. All right, so I've got the piece of basil that Carl wasn't eating. Let me top this off. You know, you can't go wrong with champagne. I think we're going to love this. A little more basil in there. Well, that is a delightful drink. And by the way, with the mint julep, if you get one served in the frosty sterling silver, you are supposed to hold it from the bottom, or, well, I wouldn't hold it from the top because that's where your lips are going to go, but you hold it from the bottom so you don't mess up the condensation, the frost on the outside. That's the whole point, apparently, for those of you with sterling silver glasses. Oh, that's so refreshing. And you know what I just realized? Because I was thinking it needs to be colder because I forgot the ice. What you would want to use is crushed ice. But poor me, my refrigerator ice crusher is out of commission right now, so we'll have to use those half moon slivers. I want to get one of those new refrigerators. Have you seen these? I think it's LG, where they have the, and I mean, we've been saying this for years. Why don't they make a refrigerator that has decent ice, like ball size, just not these half moons, or squares, big, chunks of ice for cocktails. And so finally they've come out with one that does. It's probably $50,000. That is just really good. Really, really good. Bourbon and champagne. I would never have thought of it. So I got the original, the just Basil Julep off of TotalWine.com. They have a lot of great recipes on that site. And then I think the champagne part I can't remember, it was a different website. So I basically combined two recipes, which I often do with both cooking and drinking, I guess. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. There's also something called a jingle bell julep, which we need to look up at Christmas. I can't remember now what it has in it, but I remember it sounded pretty good. All right, so besides the bronze archangels, something else we got, and we may or may not be able to see them. They're inside, and well, first of all, they're like this big, but they like to hide. But they are California Valley quail is what they're called. So if you've ever spent much time outside in California or Arizona, that's where I've heard them before. They have the most lovely sound. It's not anything like the sound that the quail make here, the bobwhites. I love that sound too, but this is a completely different noise that they make. So I don't know. We just got them yesterday, so I haven't figured out what time of the day they do it. They sleep a lot of the time, but I'll try to figure that out and maybe do the next video around that time frame and just go in there and sit with them so you can hear the sound. Or you could look it up, I guess. California Valley quail. Similar to a Gamble quail, but not the same thing. So that's the other thing we got. We also got 3 more Lady Amherst pheasants. We are trying it again. We've had 2 and lost them. So we'll try it again. All right, with that, we'll see if this works. Okay, so we are going to, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to get the phone. I'm going to show you, the new pigeons that you probably can't see. They're right here over the door. Then I'm going to show you the babies that are inside and the new quail. I'm going to get one of the babies. We're going to come out here in the side thing, and I'm going to see if it will fly to me like it did yesterday. All right. So that is the plan. And we just see. Well, this is kind of cute. I don't know if you can see them, but the little chickens that we got a couple of weeks ago with the crazy hair, we had to put them outside out there because they were picking on, especially the little black and white one, was picking on the new quail. So, and we zero tolerance for that. Here are the bronze archangels. Aren't they pretty? Their eyes are kind of an orange color. Very cool. So we were told that it's a boy and a girl. I did notice they both have red bands on their feet, which usually signifies gender. And the guy that sold them to us did not seem quite to maybe have all his wits about him, so I don't know. It could be 2 girls, in which case we won't be getting babies from them. Let me show you where the release doves have decided to make their next nest. If you remember, we had just put up this thing on the wall. I call it the pigeon mahal. And we put hay in it and everything. We were like, yay, this is where they'll have their next nest. Well, of course not. They are sitting on 2 eggs right here. And, you know, this is where everybody roosts at night. So that really is not, that's not really a very good place, Mrs. Dove. But they, I guess, think it is. And the first egg was laid Wednesday, and the second egg, there are 2. Oh, look, he's bringing straw. Oh, that is just the sweetest thing. I hope I'm getting it. The second egg was laid on Friday, so they've lasted this long. She just kind of fends the chickens off at night, but it is pretty cute. He brings a piece of hay, straw, and just kind of puts it on her head, and then she takes it and puts it where, oh, look who else is building a nest. Do you see? Oh, almost got it. So that is the Saxon male, and they are building a nest up in the, another nest up in the loft. Also, something I didn't tell you. Oh my, a lot's happened in the past week, or since I videoed last. So we went up and got the baby that was in the loft, the Saxon, because, okay, look, here he is bringing her a piece of hay. Well, that one he just set down. There is some nest building going on here. We brought down the baby that was in the loft just because it hadn't seen the light of day, and I hadn't seen it mostly, and so we brought it down, and it's been very cool. So the parents have fed it. They just, you know, took it in like their own, and so all 3 of the babies are down here now. The one that looks like a dove, a white dove, and then the 2 that are Saxon. Okay, watch. He just sets it down and takes off. Okay, enough of that. Let me show you. So we've got the heat lamp. We also went and got a little heater just because we were so paranoid about these, the gamble quail, which are back there, and I, you know, oh, well, they are going to come out. Look how tiny they are. Woo! Yeah, I'm not going to freak them out too much because they're just back there getting cozy, but aren't they cute? They are really small, and they are not fully grown, so they'll, you know, they'll get bigger. But now look at these guys. So these are the 2 that you know. This is the Saxon. This is a release dove baby. This is the one that's been up in the loft. I call him Little Blue because look at his pretty tail. It's just a light gray, bluish, and that's the only color on him. So, oh, okay. They just flew in. That's cool. Okay. All right, so we have a lot going on. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just hold on. Just hold on one second. All right, so chances are I'm going to get pooped on in this segment, and just know that that's okay. I'm okay. I'm okay with that. That happens a lot. So look at those pretty guys who just flew in. That's good. So maybe that means they're getting comfortable with things. All right, so got straw all over me. That's okay. So we're just going to walk out here. Like I said, probably this is not going to work, but we'll try it. Okay, hold on just a minute. Let me maneuver. Okay. I'll show you these. The new pheasants are, can you see them? I can't tell if you can see anything because it's really sunny. All right, let me put, all right. Okay. All right, so it's not going to be cool if you poop in my hair. Okay. Hold on. All right. Hold on 1 second. A pigeon in my... Okay, this is a disaster. Oh, we're going to get it. All right. Good Lord. Okay, so there it is. So we'll see what happens. That was probably the most entertainment we're going to get from this. Come here. See, the thing is, usually I set out with him for some time because it's a little, I'm sure it's a little overstimulating when he first comes out here. Come here. Okay, just wait for it, people. It's going to be amazing. Come on. Come on. Here we go. He's getting ready. I can tell. Come on. All right, this is going to suck if he doesn't. Come here. Come on. Come on. What else are you going to do? Come here, buddy. No. All right, well, maybe we need to try this again in a week. We obviously have not gotten the hang of it. But I swear, yesterday, come here. He did it. Oh, okay, well, that was some flight anyway, just not in the right direction. Okay. All right, well, anyway, sorry about the anticlimax there. At least it was fun for a minute when I had a pigeon caught in my hair. So I hope you have a great week. I might try to do another video tomorrow just because then I'm going to be out of commish for a couple days. But we will definitely get some more bourbon drinks in very soon. And thank you for joining. I'll keep working on this training of these pigeons, and we'll get back to you on that. Thanks. Hey, you are a bad little pigeon, aren't you?